The power of food choices in slowing aging naturally lies in one simple truth. Your body becomes what you feed it. Every bite you take sends a message either to build and protect or to break down and decay. Most people don't realize this, but aging isn't just about the number of candles on your cake. It's about the condition of your cells. And your cells respond directly to what you eat every single day. Think about it. The body replaces most of its cells every few months. That means in less than a year, you're practically a new person. But here's the question, what kind of new are you building? If your diet is full of sugar, fried oils, and processed snacks, you're literally constructing your next version out of weak materials. Imagine trying to rebuild a house with rotten wood, you can't expect it to stand tall. But when you give your body real, living foods, nutrient-dense choices like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, you're supplying it with the raw materials for strength, clarity, and resilience. Food isn't just fuel, it's instruction. Every vitamin, mineral, and antioxidant tells your body how to behave. Some foods tell it to repair damage, others tell it to inflame and deteriorate. When you eat clean, natural foods, you're teaching your body to protect itself from aging. You're activating genes that repair DNA, strengthening your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, and calming down the silent inflammation that slowly breaks us down over time. Most people think aging is an outside process, wrinkles, gray hair, slower movement, but the real aging happens inside, long before it shows up in the mirror. The wrong foods make your cells tired, sluggish, and vulnerable. The right foods make them energetic, focused, and self-repairing. It's the difference between a dim light bulb and one that shines bright no matter how old it is. Sylvester Stallone understands this. He doesn't eat for pleasure alone, he eats for purpose. His meals are simple, but every choice serves longevity. That's the secret. It's not about eating less, it's about eating right. The power to slow aging isn't hidden in expensive supplements or miracle powders, it's in your kitchen, on your fork, in the tiny choices you make when no one's watching. When you look at aging as an energy problem, not a time problem, everything changes. You realize that your body isn't wearing out, it's responding. Responding to stress, to sleep, to how you move, and most of all, to what you feed it. Each meal can be a step toward decay or a step toward vitality. It's not magic, it's biology. That's the power of food choices. Every bite you take can either age you faster or keep you strong, sharp, and alive longer than anyone expects. And that choice, every day, is completely in your hands. When you look at Sylvester Stallone at 78, you realize something powerful. This isn't luck. It's not good genetics, not expensive treatments, and not some secret Hollywood hack. It's discipline, the kind that's built one decision at a time, every single day, for decades, and that's what truly keeps him looking decades younger. Discipline is a form of self-respect. Stallone doesn't live by impulse, he lives by intention. While most people let their moods decide their actions, he lets his goals decide his habits. He eats clean, not because it's trendy, but because it's necessary. He trains hard, not because he wants applause, but because he values longevity. And when life gets hard, and it does, he doesn't quit. He adjusts. That's what separates him from everyone waiting for motivation to appear before taking action. Motivation is like a spark. Discipline is the firewood. The spark gets you started, but without discipline, it burns out fast. Stallone built his life around structure, not inspiration. Even when the cameras stopped rolling, he kept showing up for himself. That's why his body never forgot how to stay strong, why his mind never lost focus, and why his spirit still radiates youth. There's a truth we often ignore. Aging accelerates when consistency disappears. Every time you skip the small things, your morning walk, your balanced meal, your sleep, you tell your body that health is no longer a priority. Stallone does the opposite. Every workout, every meal, every mindful decision sends a message to his body: stay ready, stay young, stay alive. What people mistake for luck is really a pattern, small, repeated choices that become an unshakable lifestyle. He doesn't chase perfection, he commits to progress. And that commitment compounds over time. That's the power of discipline. It doesn't just keep you fit, it keeps you young. So if you want to know why Stallone looks 50 at 78, it's not mystery, it's mastery. Mastery over impulses, over laziness, over excuses. His youth is the reflection of a lifetime of choosing control over comfort. Because discipline doesn't just change your body, it reshapes your destiny. The three anti-aging foods that fuel energy, muscle, and mental sharpness aren't exotic, expensive, or hidden behind celebrity diets. They're simple, powerful, and accessible to everyone. Sylvester Stallone built his body and vitality on fundamentals, not fads. His routine includes foods that don't just fill you up, they feed you at the cellular level. These foods repair, rebuild, and recharge your system from the inside out. The first one is eggs, nature's perfect protein. Every egg contains all the essential amino acids your body needs to build and maintain muscle, especially as you age. Protein isn't just for athletes, it's the foundation of strength, mobility, and recovery. When you give your body the right building blocks, it doesn't just survive the years, it thrives through them. Eggs also contain choline, a nutrient crucial for brain health and focus. That's why Stallone stays mentally sharp. He fuels his brain the same way he fuels his body. The second food is oats, steady, reliable energy in every spoonful. Unlike sugary cereals or white bread that spike your blood sugar and leave you drained, oats provide long-lasting fuel that keeps your metabolism balanced. They're rich in fiber, which supports digestion, heart health, and stable energy levels throughout the day. When your blood sugar is steady, your mood and focus follow. Oats may look simple, but they're one of the quiet heroes of healthy aging. They keep your energy consistent and your hunger under control, helping you stay lean and active without the crash. The third is leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, anything dark, crisp, and full of life. These foods are loaded with antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that fight inflammation and protect your cells from damage. Think of greens as internal armor. They defend your body from the wear and tear of daily living. They also help your body detox naturally, keeping your skin clear and your energy levels bright. Together, these three foods form what you could call the anti-aging triangle: protein for strength, fiber for balance, and antioxidants for protection. They don't promise overnight miracles, but with consistency, they transform how your body feels and performs. Most people search for the latest supplement, the new miracle drink, or some celebrity-endorsed diet. But longevity isn't built in laboratories, it's built in the kitchen. Stallone's diet reminds us that aging well isn't about eating less, it's about eating right. It's about fueling your body with foods that make it stronger every year instead of weaker. When you eat like that, clean, balanced, and purposeful, you're not just feeding your stomach, you're feeding your future. Because the right foods don't just slow aging, they help you rewrite it. How mindset shapes your biology more than your birthday is one of the most powerful truths about aging that most people overlook. The way you think, the emotions you live in, and the beliefs you hold about getting older all have a direct impact on how your body functions. Science calls it the mind-body connection, but Stallone calls it refusal to let his age define his ability. And that refusal has shaped his biology in ways that numbers can't explain. When you believe you're too old to change, your body listens. When you tell yourself your best days are behind you, your energy drops, your posture folds, your drive disappears. But when you decide you're still in the game, something happens inside. Your hormones shift, your cells respond, your body starts to match your mindset. That's why two people of the same age can look and feel completely different, one worn out, the other alive and unstoppable. The difference isn't just in lifestyle, it's in belief. Stallone doesn't wake up thinking about his age, he wakes up thinking about his mission. That's what keeps him young. He keeps setting goals, keeps chasing challenges, keeps pushing himself towards something new. Purpose gives the body a reason to stay strong. Without purpose, even a young person can feel old. The body is like a mirror, it reflects what the mind believes. If your thoughts are heavy with doubt, stress, or regret, that energy shows up in your face, your posture, your sleep, your digestion. But when your mind is filled with gratitude, challenge, and optimism, your biology follows. You produce less stress hormone, more growth hormone, and your immune system stays alert. You literally age slower when you think younger. That's not wishful thinking, it's proven science. Books like The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton explain how our thoughts can influence gene expression, turning health-promoting genes on and stress-related genes off. In other words, your mindset can either help your body repair itself or push it toward decline. Stallone embodies that idea. He's conditioned his mind to focus on strength, progress, and resilience, and his body simply follows the script. Your birthday is just a number. It's the story you tell yourself about it that matters. If you decide that aging is decline, your body obeys that command. But if you decide that aging is growth, wisdom, and mastery, your body starts working with you, not against you. The fountain of youth isn't found in a bottle, it's found in a mindset. That's what Stallone understands better than most. He doesn't count the years, he counts the chances to get better. And when you live like that, when you think younger, act younger, and believe you're still capable, your body has no choice but to keep up. The silent dangers of normal modern diets are the reason why so many people age faster than they should. What we call normal today, processed foods, sugary drinks, fast meals, and constant snacking has quietly become the biggest accelerator of aging. It's not dramatic like an accident. It's slow, invisible, and consistent. Every soda, every bag of chips, every late night binge sends tiny messages to your cells that say, break down faster. The problem isn't that we're eating too much, it's that we're eating wrong. Modern food is engineered for taste, not health. It's designed to excite your brain, not nourish your body. High sugar, refined flour, cheap oils, and chemical additives hijack your appetite, confuse your hormones, and inflame your system. This chronic, low-level inflammation is the silent enemy. It damages cells, dulls your energy, slows recovery, and makes your skin, joints, and heart age before their time. Sylvester Stallone refuses to eat like that, and that's one of his greatest advantages. He eats with awareness, not autopilot. While most people use food as comfort, he uses it as fuel. That's the shift that changes everything. Because food can either heal you or harm you, there's no neutral choice. The modern diet also disrupts your metabolism. Constant snacking and refined carbs keep your insulin high, which tells your body to store fat instead of burn it. Over time, this leads to weight gain, fatigue, and even brain fog. It's no wonder so many people feel older than they are. When your cells are constantly flooded with sugar and chemicals, they can't regenerate properly. Your energy crashes, your mood dips, and your body struggles to repair itself. Books like The Omnivore's Dilemma by Michael Pollan and Eat to Beat Disease by Dr. William Li both point to the same truth. The human body was never built for ultra-processed food. It was built to thrive on natural, whole ingredients food that's alive, colorful, and grown, not manufactured. Stallone's diet reflects that wisdom: real protein, clean carbs, good fats, and vegetables that feed the body instead of numbing it. Most people underestimate how quickly diet affects aging. Just 2 weeks of processed food can alter your gut bacteria, weaken your immune system, and increase inflammation. And once that inflammation becomes your body's new normal, you start to feel it in your joints, your digestion, your skin, your sleep. That's why so many people in their 40s feel like they're 60, because their diet is quietly aging them from the inside out. But here's the good news. The damage is reversible. The moment you start feeding your body what it truly needs, it begins to repair itself. Your energy returns, your skin brightens, your mood stabilizes, your sleep deepens. It's not a miracle, it's your body finally doing its job without interference. That's why Stallone still looks 50 at 78. He doesn't just eat less junk, he rejects it. He refuses to let modern normal food write his story. And that's the difference. He fuels his body with intention, not convenience. Because the foods that make life easier today are the same ones that make aging harder tomorrow. The science behind cellular repair and how nutrition boosts it is one of the most fascinating and empowering truths about aging, and it's at the core of why Sylvester Stallone still looks and performs decades younger than his age. Aging isn't simply a matter of time passing, it's a reflection of how well your cells can repair and renew themselves. Every day, your body is in a constant process of breakdown and rebuild. The balance between those two forces, damage and repair, determines how you age. And food is the single greatest influence on that balance. Inside your body, trillions of cells are working around the clock. They take in nutrients, remove waste, and fix damage caused by stress, toxins, and normal metabolism. But when you feed them the wrong things, refined sugars, processed oils, and artificial additives, you overload them. Your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, start to struggle. They produce less energy and more waste. Your DNA repair slows, inflammation increases. That's when you start to feel older, less energy, slower recovery, duller skin, weaker muscles. Nutrition, when done right, reverses that process. Real food gives your cells the raw materials they need to repair themselves. Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and amino acids all play unique roles in cellular maintenance. For example, antioxidants found in leafy greens and berries neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that cause cellular damage. Omega-3 fats from foods like salmon and walnuts reduce inflammation, protecting cell membranes. And protein from eggs, beans, and lean meat provides the amino acids needed to rebuild tissue. Every meal can either accelerate decay or enhance renewal. This is what Stallone understands on a deep level. He eats to feed his cells, not just his hunger. That's why he looks strong, alert, and youthful, because his body is constantly repairing instead of declining. His discipline ensures that his cells always have what they need to perform like they're decades younger. Books like Lifespan by Dr. David Sinclair explain how this works at a genetic level. Your body has built-in repair systems, sirtuins, NAD+, and autophagy that clean up damaged cells and renew tissues, but these systems only activate when your diet supports them. Whole, nutrient-rich foods, proper hydration, and sometimes even short periods of fasting can turn on these powerful anti-aging pathways. Meanwhile, processed, inflammatory foods shut them down. Think of your body as a factory. If you feed it cheap materials, it produces weak products. But if you supply it with pure, high-quality ingredients, it builds with precision and power. Over time, that difference shows in your energy, your strength, and your face. That's why Stallone at 78 looks more alive than many people, 20 years younger. His secret isn't youth, it's maintenance. The human body is built to renew itself. The question is, are you giving it what it needs to do the job? Because aging isn't just the story of time, it's the story of cellular neglect or cellular care. Feed your cells right, and they'll reward you with vitality that defies your calendar. Stallone proves that he doesn't chase youth, he sustains it. One meal, one habit, one cell at a time. Why consistency beats intensity when it comes to staying youthful is one of the hardest lessons to learn in a world obsessed with quick results. Most people want transformation overnight. They start strong, go all in, and then burn out. But the secret to lasting youth, energy, and strength isn't in how hard you push once. It's in how steady you stay over time. That's what Sylvester Stallone mastered. He doesn't rely on bursts of effort. He relies on rhythm, on repetition, on the quiet power of showing up every day. Intensity gets attention, but consistency builds results. It's the difference between a spark and a flame. A spark is bright but brief. A flame lasts because it's fed carefully, patiently. Stallone has lived by that principle for decades. He trains regularly, eats clean regularly, rests regularly. Nothing extreme, nothing random, just relentless steadiness. That's how he keeps his body functioning, like a man decades younger. Your body responds to what you do most of the time, not what you do sometimes. One clean meal doesn't make you healthy, just like one workout doesn't make you strong, but a routine, a steady pattern of good sleep, good food, and good movement builds resilience. It trains your cells, your hormones, and your nervous system to work efficiently. That's why people who take care of themselves a little every day age slower than those who crash diet or overtrain in cycles. The danger of intensity is that it's emotional. You get fired up, you go hard, and when you don't see instant progress, you quit. Stallone never plays that game. He understands that the body doesn't reward short-term effort. It rewards long-term consistency. He doesn't chase motivation, he builds habits that carry him even on the days he doesn't feel inspired. That's why his health is stable, his body balanced, and his energy sustainable. Think about how nature works. The sun doesn't rise brighter one day and disappear the next it shows up. Every morning, without fail. That's what keeps life growing. Your health works the same way. It's not about extreme action, it's about daily alignment. One step, one choice, one day at a time. Books like Atomic Habits by James Clear explain this beautifully. Small habits, repeated consistently, create exponential change. The compound effect of simple discipline builds a body and mind that stay young because they never stop adapting. You don't need to run marathons or live in the gym, you just need to be consistent. Walk daily, eat right daily, think clearly daily. Those small acts add up to something enormous, a life that resists decay. Stallone's youth is proof that consistency outlasts intensity. He doesn't need to reinvent himself every year because he never stopped maintaining himself. That's the secret. Youth isn't a comeback, it's continuity. It's the result of never drifting too far from the habits that keep you strong, focused, and alive. So, if you want to stay young, stop chasing the rush. Chase the rhythm. Because what you do every day builds the life and the body you'll live with tomorrow. The importance of daily movement and mental focus cannot be overstated. These two habits, simple yet powerful, are what keep the body young and the mind sharp long after the years start to add up. Stallone understands this better than anyone. He doesn't move to show off, and he doesn't train for vanity. He moves to stay alive, alert, and grounded. Movement is his meditation, his medicine, his message to the world that he's not done yet. Your body is designed to move. It's built for walking, stretching, lifting, twisting, and breathing deeply. When you stop moving, you start declining. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and blood flow slows. But when you move daily, even in small, intentional ways, you wake your body up, you improve circulation, strengthen your heart, release endorphins, and boost energy. Movement doesn't just change your posture, it changes your biology. It tells your cells, we're still active, we still have purpose. And that signal keeps your systems alive and youthful. But movement alone isn't enough, your mind has to move too. Mental focus is the second half of this equation. Stallone trains his mind as much as his muscles. He reads, writes, plans, visualizes. He knows that your brain, like your body, becomes what you repeatedly do. Mental sharpness isn't luck. It's the result of daily engagement, learning, thinking, and challenging your own limits. When your mind is active, your spirit stays alive, and your body follows. There's real science behind this. Studies show that regular movement stimulates neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, and improves memory, coordination, and mood. Even a daily 30-minute walk can lower stress hormones and increase focus. Physical activity literally strengthens the connection between body and mind. That's why people who move daily think clearer, sleep better, and feel more confident. Books like Spark by Dr. John Ratey explain how exercise acts like Miracle-Grow for the brain. Movement boosts dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that regulate happiness and motivation. It keeps your mind young by keeping your brain engaged in constant renewal. That's why Stallone, even at 78, looks vibrant. He keeps both engines running. Mental focus, on the other hand, shapes your direction. Without focus, movement becomes noise. You can be busy without progress, active without purpose. Stallone never moves aimlessly. Every workout, every routine, every effort has intention. He knows that when the mind leads, the body follows. Focused movement turns action into transformation. So if you want to stay young, move every day, but move with purpose. Stretch when you wake up. Walk after meals. Breathe deeply. Read, learn, and challenge your thinking. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. Because every time you move with focus, you send a message to your body and brain. I'm still here. I'm still growing. I'm not done yet. That's how Stallone lives. And that's how you build a life that resists aging. Not through fear of getting old, but through the daily practice of staying alive in every sense of the word. How to age with energy, confidence, and purpose, not fear, is the real victory of a life well lived. Aging is inevitable, but decline is optional. Most people grow older wishing they could turn back time, while others like Stallone move forward with power, purpose, and pride. The difference isn't in the body they were given, it's in the attitude they've built. Stallone doesn't see age as a limitation, he sees it as a challenge. Every year, he treats his body and mind like projects that deserve maintenance, attention, and respect. That's what keeps him energetic and confident. He's not clinging to his youth, he's honoring it. And when you honor your health, your habits, and your spirit, age becomes something to shape, not something to fear. Energy doesn't just come from youth, it comes from alignment. When you eat right, move often, sleep deeply, and live with purpose, energy becomes your natural state. It's your body's way of saying, thank you for taking care of me. Stallone radiates that kind of energy because his lifestyle supports it, his food fuels him, his discipline sustains him, and his mindset powers him. That combination builds confidence, not the kind that depends on looks or status, but the kind that comes from knowing you're still capable, still growing, still strong. Confidence in aging is not about pretending time isn't passing, it's about proving that time doesn't control you. It's standing tall with every wrinkle, every scar, every lesson, and saying, I've earned this, and I'm still getting better. People who fear aging often stop investing in themselves. They give up the habits that made them feel alive. Stallone does the opposite. He doubles down. He keeps learning, keeps training, keeps showing up. That's what real confidence looks like. It's consistency over ego. Purpose is the final and most powerful ingredient. When you live for something bigger than yourself, the years stop feeling heavy. Stallone has purpose, his craft, his family, his drive to inspire. Purpose gives meaning to effort, and meaning gives strength to age. Without purpose, energy fades because the mind loses direction. But with purpose, every morning feels like a new mission, not a countdown. Books like Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl remind us that purpose can transform any struggle into strength. When you know why you're alive, you stop fearing how long you'll stay alive. That's what makes aging graceful. It's not about appearance. It's about alignment between your body, your values, and your will to keep going. So, how do you age with energy, confidence, and purpose? You keep moving, keep learning, keep giving. You feed your body like it matters and train your mind like it leads. You stop asking, how old am I? And start asking, how alive am I? Because age is not the enemy, it's the evidence that you've kept showing up for life. That's the message Stallone's life shouts to the world. You can't stop time, but you can outlive its grip. Stay strong, stay sharp, stay purposeful, and you won't just grow older. You'll grow greater.